This is To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning, I'm Tori Dunnan in for Michael Williams. Unemployment in Florida continues to drop a year and a half after historic job losses. Numbers released just a few days ago show the state's unemployment number is at 4.5%. Locally, rates are between 3 and 4%. From last year, rates are down nearly 1%. So today I'm joined by Tom Veenstra, the Vice President of Administration for Careersource of Palm Beach County. So first, the numbers are trending in the right direction, especially after last year. So what is your current take of the unemployment situation, specifically for our area?
Oh, Palm Beach County is really rocking it as far as job seekers go. Unemployment 3.5%, continuing to trend down. For the past 5 months, we've had more job openings in Palm Beach County than we've had unemployed people. So it's an incredible time for someone to look for a new job or upgrade to a better one.
So it's a time that benefits job seekers or employees, but for businesses that are trying to fill some of these vacancies, how trying is this? What can they do to try to overcome some of these issues?
Businesses are having a hard time finding the qualified talent that they need. Many are getting creative. They're offering shift differentials and of course wage increases, signing bonuses, even for fast food restaurants. Some are offering things like childcare because childcare is hard to find and may keep one of the spouses at home from working. So they're getting creative, and if they're slow in their hiring process, they're going to lose out. We've seen instances where people get hired over the phone, and sometimes just after filling out an application online, they get a phone call from HR and can you start Monday? So
oh, wow.
We're seeing a lot of that now. And as far as Careersource Palm Beach County goes, we're holding a number of virtual and in-person job fairs around the county. We've held a couple hundred just this last year alone to pair up people looking for work with the people employers need.
Sort of sticking along the same lines, talking about what businesses are doing to try to attract employees or job seekers. It's costly to do what they're doing. Is that something that they're able to do?
Well, I don't think they have much of a choice. You do need to do that to hire the people that you need, but we're also seeing trends. Businesses have had to do more with less, so many of them are investing in technology and automation to help make up the difference. Have you ever heard of cobots? They're called collaborative robots, and in a number of factories and businesses, they work alongside workers to assemble things, maybe move things within a manufacturing plant or boxes and things like that, especially with the growth in online business, shipping products to people right to their doorstep as opposed to going out and going to the store like they would have done in the past.
What are some of the most desired or hottest industries, so to speak, for people who are seeking jobs?
Well, it kind of continues to be as it has been all year. Healthcare, #1 in Palm Beach County. And hospitality, tourism would be a close second in that. Other jobs, warehouse, shipping, receiving, driving. And we're starting to see a growth in professional and business services, which is good for our county. We're much more diverse in our economy now than we were even a few years ago. And the Business Development Board, for example, has brought in close to 100 financial firms just in the last year or so that are setting up shop in Palm Beach County. And these are great high-paying jobs.
So some of these businesses that are, opening operations in the financial sector, they're also bringing down a lot of, people from the Northeast. Are the jobs still available to locals?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that they ask of us is, all right, if I do relocate my business here, do you guys have the talent that I need? What's the background? Well, we have a research arm. We will look up how many people that have the skills that these businesses need. We also can project out, like over the next year to 5 years, what's the likelihood we will have this kind of talent? Is it increasing or decreasing and whatever? So yeah, they want to know what kind of a workforce is here and how they can tap into it. And that's how we make a connection, bringing talent, connecting talent to business in Palm Beach County.
Which industries are you seeing that are kind of on the decline as far as employment needs, and they're less desirable?
It's retail, like you might expect, and a lot of other frontline jobs, customer-facing jobs in the past, like bank tellers and maybe clerks and things like that. We're finding that, well, you've seen kiosk at the home improvement store where you check yourself out, or you might go into a restaurant and there would be a kiosk there for you to order. So we're seeing trends like that replace people who used to be on the front lines.
And that's just in place of people because they can't find people, essentially, or a combination?
It's a combination of both. I mean, it's a heavy investment for business to make in a lot of this automation and technology, but that's a trend that actually has been increasing over the years, and COVID has accelerated that trend.
What are some of the other trends that you're seeing in this pandemic employment sort of realm that we're in? Are you seeing people who want more remote work, those who are changing careers, starting their own businesses?
COVID has changed the workforce and the marketplace forever. Yes,
Right.
Hybrid work, working at home, is in high demand, particularly if there is a spouse that has to do childcare at the same time, or maybe there's still virtual schooling. So that might keep that parent out of an in-person job. But they can work perhaps full-time or part-time from home, on the computer, on the phone, whatever. But there's also surveys. People love working at home. Saves on commuting costs and having to buy lunch and clothes for the workplace, things like that. And it's convenient for them. So we're seeing that continue to rise. We're also seeing surveys that say, hey, that's what I want. I either want hybrid or work at home. And people turn down jobs when they have to go to, say, a workplace full time. They don't want that anymore. And job seekers are in the driver's seat right now.
Interesting. So are we seeing businesses actually adjust to those demands? You know, there was a lot of talk of lessons learned from the pandemic, that people can be effective in a remote environment, but there's also, recent calls for everyone to come back to work.
Yeah.
So is the balance there yet, or it just depends on the industry?
I think it's coming, but when you look at Omicron and the variants, that's going to affect the speed at which employment in the economy will, say, return to normal, if you will. But one thing that COVID has taught us, and smart businesses are taking advantage of this, they're placing more value in the worker than they have before. So they value the contributions that the worker has made, and that's really the atmosphere most people, job seekers, are looking to either start at or maybe jump to. Then, as I said before, they're looking at benefits to help them out as far as child care, shift differentials, better working conditions, and things like that. So smart businesses are valuing the worker, and that's the type of business that people want to work for.
Tell us a little bit about how Careersource can help people who are looking for a job right now.
I love to say I have the best job in Palm Beach County because it's extremely rewarding to help somebody out. Maybe they've been out of the workforce for a long time and they haven't had to search for a job, and that's what we're here for. And we're a nonprofit. Our services are free, and people don't have to come visit us. We do have locations in Palm Beach County, but we also have a website at careersourcepbc.com where both job seekers and employers can go to find out about our services, no cost to either, to help make that connection between job seekers and talent. And job seekers tell us, gee, I might have been out of the workforce for a long time. What do I need to do to make that transition? I was in X field, but the high demand jobs are in Y field. Well, we say, look at transitional skills. Perhaps the skills that you have might transfer into a healthcare industry. Like, let's say the person's been an accountant in aviation, but accountants and other customer service people are needed at healthcare, hospitality. So kind of look at industries you may not have looked at before, may not consider now, because that's where the opportunities are.
Right, it's an interesting time for businesses and job seekers as well, but as you mentioned, job seekers are kind of in the driver's seat right now. Thanks so much for joining us and giving us all of that insight to where we stand here, especially in Palm Beach County. Well, still to come, critical race theory in schools. Governor Ron DeSantis says it's not happening here. We'll discuss that plus more with our roundtable.